Greetings, I'm Cynthia, 33 years old, and I've got my own place. I feel lucky, especially with how things are going in the economy. I'm grateful for where I am. But my husband sees things differently. He's a bit cynical and takes pride in being a man. Even though I have a better job than him, he's not happy with his low-paying job. His mom's constant criticism doesn't help either. They often talk about his work, and his mom keeps saying he doesn't have a proper job, always comparing him to someone else. I've tried to step in, but it seems like his pride is getting in the way. It reached a point where he fibbed and said he owns the house, even though it's actually in my name. Upon sharing this with his mother, the discussion swiftly turned towards the idea of him finding a more lucrative job. It's disheartening to observe how her remarks regarding his decisions and education impact him. Despite my assurances that we'll handle things, his mother persists in believing that depending on me as the primary earner is shameful for an adult man. Although William fibbed about the house's owner, I let him take a small win. I aimed to gain his mom's approval for him, even if just a little, yet I now see it was a big mistake. He's taken that earlier allowance as permission to act impolite and disrespectful toward me. Trying to boost his confidence and show off his manliness, he gets overly forceful and controlling, especially when his mom is present. He orchestrates events to prove to his mom that he's in control. But the truth is, it's thanks to me that he has a cozy home as my spouse. Out of my generosity, I went along with his bossiness, not wanting his mom to think poorly of him. However, one day things went south. "Cynthia, come downstairs immediately. My mom's here and she wants food and a foot massage," William ordered. I rushed downstairs to discover my mother-in-law and William deep in conversation. "Don't just stand there looking clueless. Follow the instructions," he commanded. "All right, sweetheart. It's good to see you stepping up and showing some determination to act like an adult. It's surprising Cynthia tolerates your tone, especially since she's the breadwinner." "True, but I'm the homeowner, so she needs to show me respect," William bragged. Internally, I sighed at his sense of entitlement, but I acknowledged that his inflated confidence was aiding in repairing his relationship with his mother. William used to have a close connection with his mom, but their relationship changed when he decided to leave college for an investment scheme suggested by his friends. Despite his mom warning him against it, William, being stubborn, insisted on trying the quick money plan. Sadly, the scheme turned out to be a scam like many others. When William finally realized this, he found himself broke and disheartened, unable to complete his college education. Since that time, he has been working to improve his connection with his mom, who usually avoids him and depends on the achievements of her other son, Brian. Talking about Brian, he's coming over for dinner. Let's get ready some food. He must be tired from his full day's work at the large company. Conversely, Janet often grumbles about her son William to me. She doesn't conceal her gossip, becoming more upset to demonstrate authority over her home. This whole situation has been happening for 7 months, and I was getting really frustrated when Janet, once again, shared her unhappiness about William. In the kitchen, Janet kept talking about her son's supposed flaws. Trying to be understanding, I replied in a non-specific way. After a while, Brian showed up, and William welcomed him with bitterness. Brian came into the kitchen with us, and Janet talked about her worries regarding William, saying we should deal with the problem. "Oh, you'll soon understand why we're here. This isn't just a casual visit. We have something important to discuss with both of you." I felt confused and a bit nervous about what they might want to talk about. After setting the table and saying grace, Janet decided to share her true reasons for coming over. "I want to talk about something. Brian and I have been thinking about this for a while, and it's time to bring it to your attention, William. Yes, as you know, your current job isn't really enough to support you," Brian added straightforwardly. "Don't beat around the bush, Brian. What he means is that because you work at such a challenging job, it doesn't make sense for you to own this house," Janet clarified. Both William and I were taken by surprise. "You can't keep this house in your name? Owning a house is a big responsibility, and we don't want to see you struggle with a mortgage or risk losing the house because it doesn't match your current lifestyle," Brian explained. "So we think it's better if your older brother takes over the ownership by putting his name on the title deed to prevent potential issues." "What? That's not possible." "Why not? We're trying to do what's best for you, William. I'm not a child mom. I can manage owning a house. I don't want you treating me like a charity case." "Don't be upset, William. Retrieve the title deed and let's have a discussion about it," Janet encouraged. William and I shared a quick look. Janet and Brian didn't know I owned the house. If they found the title deed, it would be a shock, and William would face rejection from his family. I realized the lie couldn't last. I glanced at William knowingly. "You know, Janet, Brian, thanks for bringing this up. I think it's time we reveal everything. Reveal what? What's happening? Well, the thing is, we've been keeping a secret. Honestly, we don't have the title deed. I looked at William with confusion and a bit of disappointment, wondering why he couldn't just be truthful. This was the perfect moment for him to be honest. I understood that revealing an awkward secret might be awkward, but it would at least protect his honesty and self-respect. We probably misplaced it while organizing things in the attic. And you know how packed that space is with our belongings, so it must be there somewhere. Come on, William. As a homeowner, you should be aware of keeping such documents secure. Well, what did you expect from your little brother? He's almost helpless. How he even managed to get a house is a mystery to me. I'll locate it. Just grant me a couple of days to organize everything. Okay, that complicates things a bit. We were really hoping to complete the process quickly. But find the documents and inform us as soon as you have them, all right? Absolutely. Now let's dive in. Everyone contributes and talks, but I, on the contrary, remained silent. I couldn't believe William did this to me. This was his chance to be honest, but he chose the easy path, adding another lie to his existing one. You know what they say about lies? The more you involve yourself, the harder it is to escape. After we finished eating and Janet and Brian left, I decided to talk to William about his unwise choice to make his lies worse. Seriously, William? It wasn't necessary. You had other options. There's always a choice, William. You've been in this for a long time. The truth will come out eventually. I don't need you lecturing me, Cynthia. I'm a grown man. Then act like one. Take responsibility for your actions. That's more mature than clinging to a lie. You know what, Cynthia? Stop nagging me. You act like you're in charge, ordering me around. You're nothing without me. Don't you realize that? Hey, I have a different opinion on who should be on the title deed, my dear. It's not currently in your name, but maybe it should be. I'm surprised by the way you spoke to me. That was quite disrespectful. Let me make it clear. I take care of this home, and I'll make decisions as I see fit. Regardless of whose name is on the title deed, this is my home, and my decisions hold sway. I plan to update the title deed with my name, and the process might take around 8 weeks. I'll just inform Mom that it took a bit longer than anticipated. Please retrieve the deed for me now. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. William, in our 7 years of marriage, had never communicated with me in such a harsh manner. It was evident that his frustrations overwhelmed him, and his constant desire for approval from his mother drove him to explode. Nevertheless, that didn't justify treating me like a child. As for me, I have a knack for being meticulous and deliberate, especially when it comes to settling scores. Some might label me as petty, but I don't mind. It's all about an eye for an eye. However, in that moment, I realized that retaliating wouldn't do us any good. Engaging in a shouting match would only lead to more hurtful words. Instead, I gathered myself and followed the instructions given. While pondering this, I considered how to impart a lesson to this unappreciative person. I headed to our home office and easily located the deed in the cabinet, showcasing my responsibility as a homeowner. Instead of handing him the original, I opted to make a copy of the document. Despite its less official appearance in black and white, lacking the colored stamps and intricate details, I had a strategy in mind. Placing the photocopy in his work bag and the genuine version in my secret safe unbeknownst to William, I approached him and casually mentioned, I took the liberty of placing the deed in your work bag for tomorrow. I know you have an early start, so I took care of that for you. You'll discover it in there. Fantastic. I'll need to reach out to the title company to initiate the process. The following day came, and while I was working, William gave me a call. Hey, you mistakenly put a photocopy of the title deed in my bag. I actually need the original for the process. Oh, really? My bad. The person here thinks I'm clueless and won't assist with the photocopy. Also, since your name is on the title deed, it would be better if you're involved in the process. Some of us have demanding jobs that need our full attention. Let's schedule proper meetings to discuss this. What did you just tell me? Do you want my assistance or not? I sensed his anger after my reply, but I wasn't bothered. I refused to overlook our disagreements. It was time to assert myself. I had decided to stop assisting him, so I allowed myself to be a bit petty and throw some verbal jabs, especially since he now relied on my help more than ever. Sure, I can help. I'll handle everything. All right, cool. Goodbye. My relationship with William was deteriorating because I no longer tolerated his rude behavior with passivity and kindness. I was set on imparting a lesson. A week went by, and William was on a mission to locate the title deed. He searched the office thoroughly, but it remained elusive. He diligently combed through the cluttered attic, fully aware that the deed wouldn't be found there. But hey, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? William dedicated the following week to an exhaustive search, even taking time off from work. A part of me felt a twinge of guilt watching him tirelessly explore a place that definitely didn't house the title deed. However, when I recalled the hurtful things he had uttered, my sympathy dwindled. Ignoring calls from my mother-in-law and Brian, William was well aware that he had long surpassed his deadline. Another week slipped by, and Janet and Brian reached out one evening. "Hi there, how's everything going?" Janet inquired. "I'm doing well, thank you. I trust you both are doing well too," I replied. "Hey, guess what? William hasn't been picking up when we call. I'm not sure if he's let you know, but we've been trying to get in touch with him regarding the title deed. I'm aware he's been dodging your calls. Is everything all right?" "Unfortunately, not really. He still hasn't located the deed." "Oh, that's not good. He really needs to get organized." That's exactly what I told him, but he's not paying attention. Even Cynthia, who's typically patient and sweet, has reached her limit. We've decided to take matters into our own hands. Brian and I are planning to go over tomorrow to assist him in finding the deed. Advise him to enjoy a day off. He doesn't have any crucial tasks. Mom, let's be patient and allow him more time. I've been waiting for quite a while. These matters require time to handle, but initiating the process sooner is beneficial. Inform William to prepare for an extended day of searching. Sure, Mom. Well, things didn't go as planned. I intended for William to relax. He had thought of taking an extra day off, but instead he found himself waking up to an upset mother and brother. "Are you really sleeping instead of helping us find what we need? That's hard to believe." "Hey, little bro, this isn't a good situation. We both took time off to assist you, and here you are, sound asleep." "Hold on, what's happening? We informed Cynthia that we were on our way to support you, but it seems like you're not interested." "No, Cynthia didn't inform me about anything. Don't put the blame on her. If you had picked up our calls, we wouldn't be facing this problem. Why weren't you answering?" "I was peacefully sleeping, but now it's time to wake up and begin our day." "You don't need to initiate anything. I have the crucial document." As I stood in the doorway, everyone's focus shifted to me. I didn't want Brian and Janet to spend time searching for something unnecessary. Therefore, I chose to be honest and at the same time, make my husband uncomfortable for his hurtful words. "Why didn't you tell me about their visit? I've been tired from searching all this time." "And what about the ownership document? Why didn't you mention it?" "The reality is, there's something important that all of you should be aware of. Don't you dare interrupt. William doesn't have ownership of this house. I do." "What?" "Yes, my name is on the ownership document, not William's. He's been deceiving everyone, and I played along because I loved him. However, lately his behavior has been troubling, so I felt it's crucial for all of you to know the truth." "William, is this accurate?" "No, Mom, she's not telling the truth. Even when caught, you're pitiful." I handed the paperwork to Janet and Brian for confirmation. "This paper proves I own the house." "William, you've been lying all along." "Seriously?" "I'm speechless, William. You're really disappointing. No need to fool yourself. You must leave for some reason. You attacked me, saying I'm worthless without you. But you're the one relying on me." "Did he really say that?" "Yes, on the day he suggested changing the name on the ownership paper, he said hurtful things." "I didn't mean it, Cynthia. Why are you doing this to me? You're my spouse." "Oh, I used to think I wasn't appreciative, like a spoiled child. That's how spoiled children act, dear Mom. I could try to explain, but maybe I've expressed myself sufficiently. William, you've disappointed me repeatedly. Keeping up this facade just to impress me? You've let me down already. It wouldn't be surprising if you weren't the real owner of this house, but pretending for nearly a year and mistreating Cynthia has left a bad impression on me. I can't even bear to look at you." With that, Janet stood up and departed, followed by a desperate William, pleading for his mother to stay so they could resolve their issues. But she was done. "Brian, come on, man. I promise I didn't mean to do that. Just be quiet. I feel like hitting you now for wasting Mom's, mine, and Cynthia's time. This lady put up with your nonsense for a long time, and you still treated her poorly. That's not okay. Spare me the excuses. Take a break from reaching out to us, at least for a bit. Mom is really upset, and she needs some time to herself." Brian walked away, leaving only William and me in the house. Now it was my turn to speak up. "You may label me as an ungrateful, spoiled kid, but the reality is, you're the one who's ungrateful. You disappoint me with your behavior, and it's truly unpleasant to witness. I'm relieved that your mother and brother have now recognized your true nature. While you may be an adult, you're not the leader of our home. If you wish to remain here, show me respect and contribute your fair share. Otherwise, take on the role of the head of the household somewhere else, wherever you decide to go." William was visibly upset. In an instant, he harmed 4 significant connections. That must be some kind of achievement. Hopefully, he discovers not to undervalue my kindness as a symbol of vulnerability.